There's a moment every gardener dreads. You press your trowel into the soil, expecting it to glide through like butter, only to hit something that feels like dry clay brick. The sun is blazing, the beds are cracked, and no matter how much water you pour, it seems to run off the surface instead of soaking in. That's July soil at its worst, sun-baked, tight, and lifeless. But what if you could change all that in just days? Not with digging, not with expensive soil amendments, but with 3 natural, shockingly simple hacks. One of them uses something you normally toss down the drain. Another needs nothing more than a pile of leaves you've ignored since spring. And the last one, well, let's just say it turns hard dirt into worm heaven without you lifting a shovel. These aren't long-term fixes that take months to show results. These are fast-track solutions you can use right now, right in the middle of summer, when your garden feels more like a desert than a growing bed. They're perfect for raised beds, clay-heavy yards, or any stubborn patch of compacted earth. And the beauty is, they don't just loosen soil, they revive it from the inside out. Let's dig into the first hack, but keep watching till the end. The last one involves a method so lazy it almost feels like cheating. Hack 1. The moisture trap layer, brown paper, banana, and leaf mold. When rain finally hits parched soil, it often just rolls right off. That's because hard soil becomes, well, hydrophobic. It actively resists moisture. The first trick is to, rehydrate the soil gradually from within, using layered organic matter that acts like a sponge. Start with a shallow trench or scrape across your raised bed, just 2 to 3 inches deep is enough. Lay down sheets of damp, unprinted brown paper. This creates the first soft layer, helping hold moisture at the surface where microbes can get to work. On top of the paper, add overripe banana slices, peel and all. This is where things really start to come alive. The sugars in bananas feed beneficial fungi and bacteria, but they also act like a magnet for earthworms, especially when the bed has been dry and barren. Then cover the bananas with a layer of leaf mold, partially decomposed leaves that have started to crumble. If you don't have leaf mold, shredded old leaves from last fall will do just fine. Water the entire stack slowly and deeply, allowing the moisture to sink in, then cover everything with a thin layer of soil or compost to prevent drying out. So this combination creates a moisture trap. It hydrates dry zones from underneath and builds a fungal network that loosens soil naturally. And, within just a few days, worms will start tunneling toward the food, aerating the soil as they go. In about 1 week, you'll notice the difference in texture and smell. There's less dust and, honestly, more of that earthy richness we all love. Hack 2. Pasta water and cardboard, the sticky solution that brings soil to life. This one is weird, but stay with it. Pasta water, the cloudy, starchy water left after boiling noodles, is pure gold for dead soil. Most people just throw it out, but if you save it, let it cool, and use it the right way, you can actually revive lifeless beds faster than you would with compost tea. Starch is a carbohydrate. In soil, it acts as quick fuel for bacteria. But when you pair it with the right carbon material, like shredded cardboard, it creates this fermentation layer that, honestly, smells just like a forest floor within about a week. To use this method, just take your cooled pasta water and soak some shredded plain cardboard in it. Make sure you avoid any colored inks or glossy prints. Once the cardboard is fully saturated, layer it right on top of bare soil. It should form a soft, pliable mat. Next, sprinkle a handful of compost over it to introduce microbes, then go ahead and water again with any leftover pasta water you have. Here's where it gets interesting. As the cardboard breaks down, the starch creates these sticky tunnels that hold moisture and attract microbes. Worms follow. They're not after the cardboard. They're after the microbial bloom that happens as it ferments in place. The texture of the cardboard helps hold the structure even in compacted zones and encourages natural channels to form. This isn't instant. It takes about 5 to 7 days for the cardboard to begin softening the top layer, but once it does, you can poke your finger into soil that was previously rock hard. And if you peel back the cardboard after 10 days, don't be surprised to see worm castings already forming beneath it. That's how fast this method works in July. Hack 3. The Midnight Mulch, fresh grass, watermelon rinds, and shade netting. In the heat of summer, any exposed soil surface loses moisture almost as fast as you water it. What it needs is a living, breathing mulch system that cools, feeds, and softens, all while you sleep. Enter the Midnight Mulch. This method works best if applied late in the day or early evening. Start by spreading a thin layer of fresh grass clippings over your bed. Don't pile them too high, just enough to lightly cover the soil. Then, lay thin slices of watermelon rind on top, rind side down. The sugars seep into the clippings and jumpstart fermentation overnight. Water this combo generously and then cover it with a sheet of shade netting or burlap, not plastic. What you want is breathability and gentle insulation. Overnight, the moisture gets trapped, the grass heats up slightly, the watermelon breaks down, and the whole surface becomes a microbial buffet. By morning, worms will have already started their descent. The mulch keeps the soil surface cool, even under the scorching July sun. Within a few days, the area beneath the mulch will be soft enough to push a finger into. Leave this system in place for 5 to 7 days, then gently fork it in if needed. But honestly, often you won't have to. The worms and fungi will have done the tilling for you. What's most powerful about this method is that it changes the surface conditions immediately. It breaks the crust, holds moisture, and creates a microclimate where biology can thrive, even in midsummer. So all three of these techniques work on the same principle. Feed the biology, not the plant. Hard soil isn't just a physical issue, it's actually a biological one. When life is missing, soil becomes dead, compact, and, well, lifeless. But when you introduce sugars, moisture, and organic structure at the same time, you really jumpstart the microbial engine. That's when soil begins to breathe again. By layering moist, carbon-rich, and sugar-infused materials in shallow stacks, you create underground compost microzones. These become magnets for earthworms, bacterial colonies, and fungal threads. They dig, chew, and digest their way through the hardest clay, leaving behind tunnels and humus that plants can finally root into. So, July is honestly the perfect time to use these methods. The heat, it really accelerates fermentation. The dry conditions make the results super obvious. And if you do this now, you're not just fixing the soil for today, you're actually preparing it for your fall planting. These aren't just hacks, seriously, they're regenerative triggers. And the best part is, you probably have everything you need already. Old leaves, leftover pasta water, grass clippings, and maybe a few bananas that are just a bit past their prime. So don't fight the soil this summer. Feed it, layer it, shade it, and just let nature do the digging. If this guide gave you some fresh ideas and you're excited to try even one of these tricks in your own garden, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who's battling dead dirt, and hey, make sure you subscribe to Hydrohaven for more soil-saving, worm-loving gardening science. We're here every single week helping you grow smarter, not harder.